So I'm just going to briefly, real quick, just remind you guys of all the properties. So if I have the product of two values here, that's equal to the log base b of m plus the log base b of n. That's just a property of it, okay? So sometimes we'll manipulate these to put things together and to separate them. Another one is the log base b of m divided by n. That's equal to the log base b of m minus the log base b of n. This is a cool one that gets used a ton. The log base b of m raised to the n is equal to n times the log base b of m. Here's one that you might use. If log base m is equal to the log base b of n, then that implies that m is equal to n. I wonder if there's anything else. Last one, log base b of b is equal to 1. Log base 1 is equal to 0. And these are all based on, and I have a video I can probably share with you guys that goes through the properties of logs where I prove how all these work, but they're all based on b raised to the x equals m. So if you manipulate this equation, you could get these logs and these relationships, okay? But you need to know all that because our actual problem is going to use a bunch of this stuff. So we've been given the task to figure this out. Log base 7 of 6 plus 3 times log base 7 of 2 equals x. So the first thing I'm going to do is I know, see this property? I've got this property right here. I'm going to take this 3 and I'm going to toss it to the 2 because that's a property that I could use. In other words, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say the log base of 7 of 2 raised to the third. Those two expressions mean the same thing. So I'm just going to replace that with that. Now what that allows me to do, and by the way, 2 to the third power is 8, right? So what that allows me to do is in the next line, I've got the log base 7 of 6 plus the log base 7 of 8 is equal to x. So now that's a product. So I could say, in other words, I could say the log base 7 of 6 times 8 equals x, which is really the log base 7 of 48. Okay? And so what does that mean? Well, I could rewrite this, and this is what they're looking for. I could rewrite this as 7 to the x equals 48. So I started off with all that stuff. And if you're not sure why I'm able to go from here to here, that was the first property that I wrote down.